Hello, and welcome to this week's update. Uh, I'm I'm gonna start by saying that I don't really know when this is getting uploaded, since I don't have internet right now. So I think this video is gonna be a bit delayed, like the last one was. But I hope that's okay. It's still gonna be uploaded anyways. But yeah. What did I do the previous week? Well, first of all, the programming lessons was online actually. It was pre-recorded videos because our teacher couldn't make it to the school that week. I don't know the reasons, but yeah. So it was interesting to do the lectures at home, watching pre-recorded videos. But yeah, both of them, both the lecture on Wednesday and the one on Friday, was about pandas. And yeah, they were actually interesting to watch. A lot of data cleaning, reading like CSV files and other data files like Excel files and that stuff. And yeah, how to use Panda data frames, because we're gonna use that a lot when working with machine learning and AI. So yeah, as well as on Thursday, it was our first. It's not really entrepreneurship, but almost. It's kinda about the same thing. In Swedish, it's called affärsmannaskap. And yeah, it was really fun to start that lecture, or that course actually. We learned a bunch about like how important networking is, building your own brand, standing out, and getting a job, basically. So yeah, I'm looking forward to more of those lectures as well. They are not gonna be each week. I think it's about every third week or fourth week. So it's a lot more distant, I guess you could say. But it's fine either way, since yeah, our teacher that has us in that course said it was better than having lectures every week for like 2 months. She said that didn't work for the previous class. But yeah, anyways, that is pretty much it. Yeah, next week I think it's gonna be about Streamlit and something else. I'm not too sure, but as always, I'm looking forward to those, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye. Hello. I forgot to mention that our third assignment is due on October 7th, which has already passed. So I'm going to go through that one now. And I just want to mention that I know that both the video for week 5 and this video for week 6 are both gonna be delayed a bit. I'm sorry for that, but that's how it goes sometimes. The problem is with my internet, and there's going to be a technician who comes here on Friday, which is the October 10th. So hopefully after that the internet is back and the update videos shouldn't be delayed anymore. But anyways, the third assignment, as you can see by the file name, is a contact book. And yeah, I'm gonna go through it right now. We'll start off with the requirements from my teacher. And the requirements are to use a dictionary to store the contact information, where the key should be the contact's name, and the value should be another dictionary containing their phone number and email. Then we should use functions to encapsulate the following actions, and that there are the actions are adding a new contact, view all contacts, search for a contact by name, and remove a contact. And the last requirement is that the program should have a main loop that presents a menu of options like add, view, search, remove, and exit to the user. And there's also an optional note which he added after I finished this one. Otherwise, I would have done this using classes. But yeah, that one is, as I said, to use classes. Alright, so on to the code. I've started by writing some helper functions, which are to ask for a contact name, ask for phone number. I'm gonna go through them in depth after I show the main function. And then ask for email, add contact. I just wanna mention that these three are for this. I called these the main functions. So for add the contact, I use all of these three. So yeah, add contact, view all contacts, search for contact, and remove contact. And here is the main function with the main loop of the whole program. So before I show that, I just wanna show that I have a if name equals main down here at the bottom that only runs the contact book if the program has been started from this file, basically. So, like, I guess you guys know what this means, but for you guys that don't know, it means like if I import this file in another Python script, then this contact book, like main function and loop, won't run. It only runs if I start it from the current file. Alright, so inside here of the main function, I start by initializing an empty dictionary, and here I have a comment with a example of how it's gonna be structured. So as you can see, the key of the dictionary is the name of the contact, and the value is another dictionary which has the phone number with key and value pairs and email with key and value pairs. And then I just put an ellipsis here to show that there can be more contacts. Alright, so as I said, I initialized an empty dictionary, and then the program goes on to the main loop, the while loop. And that one starts by printing out the menu with the different options, which I've written here. Started with a title that says contact book. I realize now that I spelled contact in English, and no, wait. Oh yeah, I see. I've written the whole menu in English and the other input strings in Swedish. Oh well, it doesn't matter. But yeah, as you can see, the options are to add a contact, view all contacts, search for contact, or remove contact. And the last one is just to exit the program. So then I have an input where I just say enter one of the alternatives, 1 to 5. So I'm expecting a number which correlates to these. Then I store that in a variable and do a match case on that variable and go through all the different numbers. So I can start with number 5, since it's the simplest. It just calls the built-in exit function to, well, exit the program, to quit. And okay, so the first is to add a contact, which I pass in the empty dictionary, or well, it starts as an empty dictionary, but then gets all the contact info after the user adds contacts. So if we go up to this one and check it out, we see that it starts by getting the contact name, phone number, and email through my own different functions, which I showed in the beginning. So we can start by going through the first one, ask for a contact name, and yeah, it's very simple, just an input that says enter the name of the contact, and then just returns it and stores it here. And then the next function, ask for phone number, is a bit more complicated, but not too much. It's kind of simple as well. It starts by jumping into a while true loop and does a try statement. I realize now that I don't need this input inside the try, but it doesn't matter, so I'll keep it. But yeah, I have an input asking for the contact's phone number, which I store here, and then without converting the variable, I just check if it's possible to convert it into an integer. And if this gives an error, then it jumps down here to value error, which happens if you convert like a letter or symbol into an integer. And then if an error occurs, then I just print invalid phone number, type again, and it runs the try again with the input. But if this doesn't give an error, then, as I said before, it does not convert the variable into an int. The variable stays as a string. I just try this to see if I get an error. But yeah, anyways, if it doesn't get an error, then it goes down here and breaks the while loop. So it continues down here and returns the phone number, still as a string, as you can see here. Alright. that's these two functions. Now onto the last one in the add contacts function, which is ask for email, and this one is pretty much the same as the ask for phone number, just that instead of a try except block I have an if statement. So as the previous one, it starts by jumping into a while true loop, gets an input from the user, which I just say enter the contact's email, and then here's the kinda interesting part. To not get a trash email or an invalid email, I at least try to check some validity, if you say so. I check if it's kinda valid, is what I'm trying to say. And I do that by doing an if statement where I check the count, the @ symbol count of the variable email, and if there's only one @ inside the email and there's a dot in email for like .com and the @ for like @Gmail or @Outlook. So if there's one @ and there is a dot in the email, then we break out of the while loop and return the email. Otherwise, I print invalid email, type again. So this is just to check that I don't... I'm sorry if my keyboard is kinda loud, but this checks that I don't get something random like this, and that it's actually an email that contains an @ and a dot, one dot or many dots, it doesn't matter. So yeah, if it's valid, it breaks, return the email, and we're back here. So now that we've gotten the contact name, the phone number, and the email, I access the contacts dictionary, which is passed to this function, as I mentioned before. And I start by opening up a new key, which is the contact name, and giving it the value of another dictionary with the key value pairs of phone number and email, which is done like this. And then at the end I just print the contact name and has been added to the contact book. So the user gets a confirmation that the user has been added. Alright, that's the first function, the first main function of the program. Now on to the second, which is view all contacts. And this also gets passed in the contacts dictionary. And if we go up to this one, we can see that I first have a if statement that checks if the contacts dictionary is not empty, basically. If else, it checks here if the contacts dictionary is not empty, is what this means. Else, if it's empty, I print there's no contacts in the contact book, and the main loop continues. Otherwise, if the contacts dictionary is not empty, if there are contacts in it, then I start by sorting the contacts keys, and now again the keys are the contact names, so I just get a list. This is like a dictionary list of the contact names, and I pass it into the built-in function called sorted and get a standard Python list with all the contact names basically. So then I define a new variable called I for index and initialize it as 1. Then do a for loop where I go through every contact in the sorted contacts list and print out the index as well as the contact, which is the name, and then increment the variable I. So this basically prints it out line by line and gives it the index also, so you can easily see how many contacts you have. And yeah, that's basically it. It just prints out all the contacts in the sorted order, sorts by alphabetical names, basically. Okay, on to the third one, which is search for contact by name. And this one takes in the contacts dictionary as the previous ones did. And up here we can see that I start by asking the user for the contact's name, and then I check if the contact's name is in the dictionary's keys, since the dictionary's keys are the names. And if the given name is in the contact book, basically, I then check for the phone number of that contact's name. So here I go to the dictionary, say I want the key of the contact name, and then, or no, sorry, I want the value of the key contact name, and then I want the value of the key phone number, which is inside the value of each contact. I don't know if that was confusing or not, but I think you guys get the idea. Anyways, I do the same thing for the email, where I access the contact name key and then the email key, and just prints out the contact name and then their phone number and their email. And yeah, else, if the contact is not in the contact book, I just print the given name and that that person is not in the contact book. So yeah, that's the third main function. Pretty simple. And now on to the last one, which is remove contact. Oh, sorry. And this one, as the previous ones, takes in the dictionary, as always, and starts by asking the user for a contact name, checks if that contact name is in the contact book's keys, same as I did here before. Then, if the contact name is in the contact book, I just delete all the data contained inside the contact name key. So the value, I just delete it. I know there's a method for dictionaries to do this, but I decided to just use the delete keyword to delete the value. And then I print that the contact name was removed from the contact book. And if if the given name wasn't in the contact book, then I just print that the given name doesn't exist inside the contact book, basically. So yeah, and then here I just do an empty print, so it doesn't get as clumped up when I print out everything to the terminal. You'll see that later. Or yeah, so that's it. That's the whole program, and now I'm gonna show you guys it. So I'm gonna run it. Make this a bit bigger. Okay, so now we can see the menu for the program, and I'm going to start by adding a contact. So enter the name of the contact. I'll do Philip. Enter the contact's number. I'll do, I don't know, 911. And then enter the contact's email. Maybe like philip@gmail.com. And then it says Philip was added to the contact book. And then does the empty print, so it separates the menu from the old stuff. Alright, so I can just add another one real quick. Bob. He gets that number. Bob dot hello gmail.com. Bob was added to the contact book. Nice. And I can show you the error handling as well. So the name didn't have any error handling, as seen here. Super simple. It was just the phone number, which has to be, well, all numbers, and the email has to contain only one @ symbol, and it has to have one or multiple dots in it. So if I type a new name like Tommy and enter a number which contains letters, then we see that the error gets handled, and I'm told to enter the number again. Same if I print only letters, same thing. So I'll type in a number, and the email, if I enter something invalid like this, we'll see, it tells me to type it in again. If I do the same thing but with an @ symbol, same thing, because I need at least one dot in it. If I type something and have two @ symbols and a dot, same thing. So if I type Tommy dot I don't know, hello again at gmail.com. Now we have one @ symbol and at least one dot. So it's valid. Alright, so on to the next function, view all contacts. If I enter that one, then I get all the contacts displayed by sorted by the first letter of the name. So as you saw up here, I first added myself, then added Bob, and lastly added Tommy. But when it gets printed, it prints Bob first, because B is before P in the alphabet, as well as the index to show how many contacts you have, basically. So, really nice. Now on to the third function, or the third option, I should say, which is search for contact by name. So now I'm told to enter the contact's name. I can first start off with entering someone that's not there, like Alice. Then it says Alice is not in the contact book. Alright, so if I now print, I'll do Bob, then I get Bob's phone number and email. Very nice. Okay, on to the last option that's not exit, which is to remove a contact. I'll first start off with entering an invalid name, so maybe Max. Max is not in the contact book. Alright, then I'll try to enter, let's say, myself, and I think I can enter it in lowercase. No, I can't. Okay, that I'm gonna fix after I upload this video. I don't really want to do it right now, but I'm gonna fix that. Anyways, if I type in Philip with uppercase, then Philip was removed from the contact book, and we can confirm that by doing the view all contacts option, which, as you can see, only prints out Bob and Tommy. So, very nice. And option 5, exits the program. Alright, so I can see that this video is very long, almost half an hour. I get it if you guys haven't watched until now. Well, I guess you guys aren't gonna see this, but for you guys that have watched all the way through, I'm very thankful and appreciate it a lot. This was the assignment 3 of my school, of the first course in my education. And yeah, maybe comment what you thought about it, and if you have done something similar like this before. And yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next update video. Bye bye.